St. Peter and Paul's, which just a few short months ago, maybe 6 months ago, the Pope himself declared this to be a shrine church, which is the only one of its kind in the whole of the United Kingdom. The only shrine church in the whole of the United Kingdom. So any Protestants out there, we'll pray for you.
So what happened here a few months ago?
So they actually have an authentic relic, which is actually a piece of the bone of Saint Philomena. This houses the relic. This houses the relic of Saint Philomena, which apparently, well, obviously, it's endorsed by the church. She was a Greek noblewoman who refused to marry the Roman Emperor Diocletian, who abused her in many ways. But during the abuse, many miraculous things took place, and she'd refused. She basically, when she converted to Christianity, she promised God that she would remain a virgin. And obviously, when the emperor wanted his evil way, she absolutely refused and died for the faith. This is Park Gate, West Wirral, the other side from the Liverpool side, so the peninsula. So believe it or not, this is the other river. This is the River Dee, and as you can see, lots of grass, sometimes silt. You walk right out, there's silt. The fact of the matter is, 1,000 years ago, this looked just like the Mersey.
Really?
Less 500 years ago, just like the Mersey.
That's how low the water table is.
And in fact, 500 years ago, this was a busier area than Liverpool. Ships. Now, no ships. Very little water, right out there. Now that's Wales across there. It looks like you can walk over. Actually, you can't, because of the silt. You'll hit lots of silt. But this was, and it is still called the River Dee. And there's water out there, but most of it is just silted and covered. So that's Wales, separate country, which is only probably about 3 or 4 miles across there. You can get to Wales round the Dee. But this is Park Gate. Park Gate. There's a Canadian tourist. Park Gate is also known. Now, Tanya, you won't know this, will you? If I said Lord Nelson, or Horatio Nelson, one of the greatest heroes in British history, Battle of Trafalgar, stopped Napoleon's invasion. He died in battle in 1815 at the Battle of Trafalgar. One of England's and Britain's greatest heroes. One of the few men to be given a state funeral. Nelson's column in London. World famous. Horatio Nelson. Park Gate is known for the most famous affair in British history. Lord Nelson had an affair with Lady Hamilton, and it was known all over the country, and it was a scandal. But he was Lord Nelson; he could do what he wanted. But he was madly in love with Lady Hamilton, and she lived in Park Gate, so he'd often come up from London to visit Park Gate to see his lover, Lord Nelson. So this end of the world, this is the end that a lot of the sort of wealthy live, and sort of well off. Celebrities such as Liverpool football players, Everton football players. Jerry Marsden actually lives here in Park Gate. Jerry Marsden, we love him, don't we? And ferry across the Mersey, or the D in this case. So Mike McCartney lives not so far away, just over the way there. In fact, I went to his house just last year, had a little chat with Mike. Me and Mike are buddies. Yeah, he said he's going to introduce me to Paul, because Paul requested to see me, but I said, well, I'll tell Paul I'm usually too busy, so he can fuck off. Strange as it may seem, a lot of people visit Park Gate just for this. Park Gate ice cream, homemade on the premises. People will travel for miles just for an ice cream. Very strange. Some people eating ice cream right there.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
You can have some ice cream?
Yes.
Some Park Gate ice cream, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, okay.
Don't do that with those when you train yourself. Don't.
There's another one.
Where?
There's two. There's that, and then there's that. Nicole's.
Which one's the?
That was his famous. That's his homemade. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Which one's the famous one?
There's the original or something.
Oh well, Park Gate is famous for its ice cream, and there's the tourist having her ice cream.
Coconut chocolate chip.
Pathetic, isn't it? You wouldn't see me with a bloody ice cream. So this is the ancient town of Burton. Tiny village with buildings up to 1,000 years old. Every dwelling place is different. But this was a thriving port on the River Dee 600-700 years ago. Now it's just this sleepy, rather charming village. And the church we're going to is a Norman church, which means it was built by the invading Normans after 1066, which makes it close to 1,000 years old, of course. It's called St. Nicholas's Church. Which of course is Anglican, but of course it was Catholic until the mid-1500s. A lot of churches, of course, Catholic churches became Anglican churches because Henry VIII wanted his naughty wicked way with Anne Boleyn, So they changed the whole religion of the country based on his desire to have a child with Anne Boleyn. But this church, as I say, is close to 1,000 years old. St. Nicholas's Church. And that doorway over there, I'll zoom in on the doorway there, archway, looks nothing, but it's historically very significant because it's the original Norman arch. Which shows that the church is that old, as I say, 800-900 years old.
Graveyard. Must be ancient.
As I say, every building, house in Burton is different from each other, and they go back so far. This is an ancient construction, you can tell by the roof. It's a thatched roof. There's one beam that goes, one wooden beam.
Oh, sorry.
One wooden beam that goes right across the roof. That goes back to the middle, as I say, that goes back 700 years, maybe more. So the house there is probably 5 times older than Canada.
It's amazing. 5 times older than Canada.
Very distinctive. And you can see here the same construction right there. Beautiful. Ancient structure which goes back to at least to the Middle Ages and before the Middle Ages. Incredible. This is Burton Manor. This is the big, obviously in the 18th, 19th century, this was the larger house owned by the local squire, local aristocracy. I believe it was, I think William Gladstone actually built Burton Manor, and William Gladstone was probably the greatest Prime Minister of the 19th century. And again, one of those 4 men to be given a state funeral. Gladstone was represented this area, and he's well known in Liverpool, obviously. So when you go to Liverpool or anywhere on Merseyside in the world, you'll see pubs named the Gladstone. His name appears everywhere.
In Canada too.
Yeah, Gladstone, very well known Prime Minister.
Happy Rock.
And he built this manor, which is Burton Manor. Quite an impressive little house. Oh, what should I say? Big, what should I say? Okay, this is, I mean, that is supposed to be the River Dee, but you can see thousands of sheep there, or as a Welshman might say, a harem. That was James Bond's house right there. I don't know whether I got it.
They probably did.
Roger Moore used to live there many years ago.